Hello, my name is Kate Lindsay, and I am presenting on my article titled Ende, which was published in the Illustrations of the IPA section of the Journal of the International Phonetic Association. Ende is a language spoken in Papua New Guinea, which is a country located just north of Australia. There are between 600 and 1,000 speakers of Ende, and it's spoken in the South Fly district of Western Province in Papua New Guinea. In the map here below the globe, this shows the Pahoturi River family of languages. Ende is one of them. Ende is spoken right here in the center in 3 villages, Limol, Malam, and Kinkin. I did 1 year of fieldwork in Limol where I learned the language. This article describes the phonetics and phonology of Ende and is based on the phonetic analysis of recordings of 16 speakers. These speakers represent both women and men and different age groups, under 30, 30 to 45, 46 to 61, and 62 and older. Here are some of the speakers that volunteered to be recorded for this study. Andrew Kaugadobola, who you will hear many recordings of today, is the 3rd speaker in the top row. First, let's talk about the consonants. So there are 19 consonants in Ende. There are 6 plosives, 2 affricates, 4 nasals, 2 fricatives, 2 flaps, 2 approximants, and 1 lateral approximant. This is a list of all the consonants in word initial position. I'll play some recordings of Andrew Kaugadobola, and he will say each of the words.
Pa, bab, tatu, dada, kab, gaguma, tram, drapar, ma, nag,
Nyang,
ngam, sana,
Za,
ra, laimnen, yai, ware.
Ende can be considered a true voice language in terms of voice onset time contrast of its plosives. The voiceless plosives, as you can see in the table here, have a very short voice onset time, which indicates minimal aspiration. Here, the bilabial plosive has the shortest voice onset time, whereas the velar has the longest. The voiced plosives have considerable pre-voicing or pre-nasalization, indicated by the lengthy negative voice onset times. When the voiced plosives have pre-voicing, there is variable length of the voiced plosives. So these 2 figures here show spectrograms of 2 recordings of the word bawa, which is the word for rainy season.
Bawa,
The first one that you just heard has very long pre-voicing or pre-nasalization, whereas the second one here has very short.
Bawa,
One other aspect of the consonants that my paper discusses is the variation of the affricates. So the 2 retroflex affricates vary in both in terms of manner in the way that they're pronounced and in terms of place. Catherine Strong, her dissertation conducted a sociophonetic analysis of these phonemes, and what she found is that the affricates are more likely to be realized as a stop when the phoneme is voiced, or if the speaker is an orator, which is a prestigious position in the community. Among the orators, the phonemes are also more likely to be pronounced as stops if the orator is older or if the orator is a woman. Next, we have the Ende vowels. First, you'll notice the very common 5 peripheral vowels, E, A, O, and U. Ende also has 2 central vowels, a high I and a mid Here's a list of near minimal pairs with the vowels.
Bin, Bem, Baba,
Boddo,
Boon, Bit,
Banj,
This plot shows the durations of more than 2,000 vowel tokens. You can see that the central vowels, which are the 2 bottom vowels in this plot, the central vowels are shorter than the peripheral vowels. In terms of prosody, Ende has no lexical stress, no tone, and no predictable intonational tunes for questions or declaratives. One interesting form, though, is the call at a distance form. Ende speakers use this form to talk to people that are far away. For example, the phrase good morning is pronounced like this if you're close to your addressee,
Merag.
and like this if you're far away.
Merago.
The phrase did you go to the well has slightly different morphology and prosody. It sounds like this if you're up close,
Bungo ine mau yarare.
and it sounds like this if you're far away.
Bungo ine mau ite yarare.
All illustrations of the IPA include a recorded passage. In this video, you will see Andrew Kaugadobola read aloud his translation of The North Wind and the Sun into Ende. Parts of this story feature some cultural adjustments. For instance, the north wind is translated as Kamag, which is the west wind, and the warm cloak that is usually in the story is substituted with a laba laba or a lap lap, and that is a piece of cloth that is tied around the waist.
Kamaga yabada. Gude gude trap me. Kamaga yabada diagerneo. Tungo yabdo me ubi oba mangar de gondroneo. Kamag. Mumu mangara uledan. Yabad. Ekamudagagan. Drone mumuade mangara uledan. Tungo trap me ibiaga dalnan. Bogo laba laba are goknewan. Ksre ada gogyo. Daya laba laba de bangkanan obo potrat. Ede obo mangara uledan. Kamag ang de obo wel de ngatrong dairangan dibara pate. Dapodoyan dudue mang. Ada oba obo laba laba de bangkanan. Be drone dangkanan. Dabe rada obo laba laba de roksangai damraman. Kamag ratsugogon ada marangana muraidan. Kesre yabad gobergaban tentempiang. Yabad angdi tentemang abar gogon. Dabe rada obo laba laba de dangkanan tentemata. A memrama dagagan. Kamag kilimin gogan. Ada wasa yabad bo mangara ule daya. Kamag ada gogon. Bane mangara uledan be ngomo kalsredan.
So this concludes my presentation. To read more about Ende phonetics and phonology, you can read my article, which you can access through the Journal of the International Phonetic Association website. There are also more recordings of all the consonants and vowels there in the article. Thank you.